Sanhedrin Daf Zion and more Aleph by the top. Today's daf is sponsored by myself, Le'ahu Nishmat, the Biba's children, and the other Kiddushim. Mishnah on the top. Hamasit Zehedyot, an instigator, is refers to a regular guy who tries to get other people to do Avodah Zarah. Hamasit Zehedyot also refers to someone who gets one other person to do Avodah Zarah, versus like in the Area Hanidacha, which is a whole city. Amar Yesh Yirab Makom Tony, he tells like, oh, there's a god over there. Kach Ochad eats this, Kach Shotai he drinks that, Kach Mativa he likes that, Kach Maria he doesn't like that. In general, witnesses have to catch the guy with the guy knowing that they're there, except for instigating for Avodah Zarah, missionary style, with the dragging of other people to get into Avodah Zarah. You're able to hide witnesses. For example, Amar Hashem, he tells people whatever he wants to do, that Avodah Zarah, they can testify against him. Amar Echad says one guy who will marry that single guy has to find out a way to trap him. He'll tell him, I have friends who want to do this stuff. Let's all speak together. If the guy is smart and doesn't want to speak in front of them, he'll arrange witnesses to hide behind a fence. And he'll tell the instigator, and more much tell me what you said earlier regarding the Avodah Zarah. And he'll explain to him. The guy who's trying to trap him says to him, he should try to get him to do a teshuvah by saying, wait, why are we doing this? We have to serve Hashem. How can we serve Avodah Zarah? If the guy says, you know, you're right, let's not do it, then he's fine. However, if he doubles down and says, no, we have to, it's good for us. The guys who were hiding behind the fence can now bring the Bedin into Sikila. If someone says, I will serve an I will go serve, or let's go serve. I will slaughter a korban, I will go slaughter a korban, let us go slaughter a korban. I will burn out incense, I will go burn, I will let us burn. I'll pour libation, I'll go pour libation, let's go pour libation together. I'll bow down to Al-Zara, let's go bow down to Al-Zara. All those things are Hayav Mita. Gemara. Hamasit Zehedot. When it says the instigator is a single person, regular guy, it sounds like only Hayav Mita is a regular guy. Hanavi, but if he's not a regular guy, President Navi, who's trying to get up with the sin, he gets strangulation. But Mesit Zehedot is someone who also instigates a common person, has to be also a regular guy. Tamad is like one person. Harabim Behenik, but if it's more than one guy, if it's multiple people like a city, he gets Hanek. Matin Mani, who's according to Rabbi Shimon, according to the time it says Navi Shediach Beskila, according to this opinion, if it's a Navi that tries to get someone to do al Zara, then he gets Chayav Sekila. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon says no, Hanek. If someone tries to get a city to do al Zara, they get Sekila. Rabbi Shimon says the Hanek as well. And we'll say for 1 second, the problem is the second part of the Mishnah says Hamadiach. A person who gets killed, he is a person who says, let's go serve. This applies to a person who served in a city that served. That goes according to Hachamim. Hachamim were the ones who said that the people of the city get sekila, and Rabbi Shimon said chenek. So how do you explain the Mishnah according to Rabbi Shimon? You can't explain that the first part of Mishnah is Rabbi Shimon and the second part is Hachamim. We don't like doing that, like we said earlier. The Ravina says, Kula Banani to all going to Hachamim. The Lozu Afsakani is teaching you the format of the Mishnah is not only that, but this as well. Meaning, not only a person who, if you get one guy, you're Chayav Sekila, but even if you get the entire city, you're getting Sekila. Don't say, oh, only a single guy's Sekila, but a public is not. No, it's not only this, but even that. Okay. The Mishnah said that when a person is instigating, it's one guy. Lachmana is referring to hiding witnesses, meaning you could treat him, you're allowed to trap him. Temper says you can't usually trap witnesses for other halachot except for this. Case of the do it, but they cannot handle by the pen. You should not even buy the Hitsunik that she didn't read the instrument at all. But when a reading time for Hala Omerlo and Ora Shamat Levichud, Gomerlo, Hala Omerlo, هريح نريح لكن شو بشمام عبارة بالخميم هي واحدة تفهم معي That's similar to what Mishnah said. Basically, you're hiding a guy inside the room with a light, so you could see him saying it. Witnesses are standing outside watching him. They can't see. He can't see them. They could see him. They hear him. You try to get him to do shuvah. If he doubles down and says, "Let's do it," then they can kill him. Okay, Hamadiach. Person who's doing Avodah Zarah is referring to a guy who says, let's go serve Avodah Zarah together. Hamechashev, sorcerer. If he's doing actual sorcery, he's chayav to get killed. Not just someone does illusions. That's not doing anything wrong. There could be two people gathering cucumbers from a field through sorcery. One guy could be doing a patur. One guy could be doing a chayav. How? The guy who's doing it, the actual sorcery is chayav. But the other guy who's doing just an illusion is patur. It's not talking about a case over here. It's not talking about the number of people doing Avodah Zarah. It's referring to someone who caused the city to do Avodah Zarah. And that's why for sorcerer doing the actual act. Number 9, mechashefa, sorceress. You can't let her live. Whether the sorcerer is a man or a woman. So how come? Why does it say specifically female? The reason is because there used to be women who were mostly involved in sorcery. What do you execute with? Rabbi Yosef says, "Ne'emar kan mechashefa lo techyeh." It says over there that you shouldn't let the sorcerers live. By the seven nations of the Canaanim, it says, "Lo techayel kol neshama." Don't let them live. The Adam over there used to kill them with the sword. Avkam Ziyach by sorcerers also gets headache sword. Rabbi Akiva says, "No, ne'emar kan mechashefa lo techyeh." Over here it says, "Don't let the sorcerers live." But by Har Sinai it says, "Don't let the animal or the person live if it touches the mountain." Malam skila, just like over there by Har Sinai with skila. So over here skila as well. The Gemara says, how come you used Har Sinai's pasuk if that's different lashon? I used lo techayeh, lo techayeh. Beautiful reason to use the example of the Canaanim to learn from. Why would you use the Har Sinai if it's a different word? Over there it says Yahya. Our pasuk says Lo Techayeh. The Gemara says I learned halachot of Jews from the halachot of Jews. Har Sinai from sorceress from Har Sinai. Because Jews have multiple types of executions. But you trying to get halacha from a goy of Canaanim to Jews. But goyim only have one type of mita of headache. So why would you do that? The Gemara says, Ben Azamer, Ne'emar mechashefa lo techayeh. Pasuk says, don't let the sorcerers live. Ve'ne'emar kol shachet im behemah motimat. It says Pasuk right next to it, it says, whoever lives with an animal gets killed. Misemacho inyan no, ma shochet im behemah sikila, af mechashefa b'sikila. He says, since over there mentions animal, which is sikila, so therefore we compare it as well for the sorcerer also sikila. The Gemara says, just because Bezukim are next to each other, you're going to kill this guy with Sikila, the most severe stoning, the most severe execution, rather. Ela must be Oviduni Bechla Machshav. We learn from Oviduni, which is another type of magic. Similarly, also put to death with Sikila, both are split. How come, if that's the case, why was Oviduni mentioned specifically elsewhere? Because to teach you specifically, just like they are Sikila, so too any sorcerer is Sikila. The Gemara says, how come he according to Bidah, why doesn't he hold that Oviduni is one source and sorcerer is another source? And therefore, you can say that if you have two sources, you can't learn it elsewhere. Like we had this concept before. If you have two Pesukim teaching you the same thing, maybe the Torah is saying only those two, according to the opinions, that means two Pesukim and nowhere else. Those two locations, nowhere else can this halakha be applied. The Gemara says no. Because we know, Kasavar Bidai himself holds, we can learn from two separate Pesukim. Don't say that you can't learn from two Pesukim. Rabbi Yehuda is the opinion that you can learn. He probably holds three. Okay, Rabbi Yochanan. Why were sorcery called Kashvim Shema Chashin Pemana Shemala? Because it contradicts God. And Od Milabado Pasuk says nothing besides Hashem. Even sorcery can't overdo what Hashem wants. The Gemara says, I hate this woman to have a kam hadrat l'mishka after the she was trying to take dust from under Rabbi Chanina to try to do sorcery against them. Amar Lai said, if you want to try, go for it. And I'm not scared of you because Hashem is in charge. It sounds like Pasuk says that they can go against God's will. Gemara says no. Was different because he had great merit. But sounds like a regular person can get affected by sorcery. Bela to him when Pasuk says that the sorcerers of Misraim did magic. Elu Maase Shindalid. This refers to the acts that he used demons. Bela to him. when it says the magic. Elu Ma'aseh Hashem refers to sorcery. Bechein when it says Et lahata harav hamit. We see from elsewhere that by Gan Eden there's a special sword not used through demons. Maria dekapit amana eshed. If it's the sorcerer is using a certain utensil to do his magic, he's using a demon. Make sure that he's not using it, then it's regular sorcery. The laws of sorcery is similar to Shabbat. How? Some things are asur by Sechila. Some things are patur from being killed, but you still can't do it. They're asur. Some people say that they're mutar in the first place. How? How is someone's doing the actual act of sorcery, you get Sechila. Someone's doing illusion, it's patur, but it's you can't kill him, but it's asur. According to the opinions hold that like Rav Chanina did, that's mutar completely. Because they would do every single week, they would use the book on Erev Shabbat, and they would create the 3-year-old calf, and they would use it, and they would eat it for Shabbat. Marbashi says, I saw Karna's father, who was a sorcerer, and silk would come out from his nose when he blew his nose. He did sorcery. Pasuk says that the sorcerers of Mitzrayim told Paro, sorcerers of Mitzrayim told Hashem that told Paro by the lice. He said, "This is their God doing this." The reason why they said it was God because a demon can't create a creature that's smaller than a piece of barley. But Papa says no. They can't create even anything, not even a camel. Rather, they are not creating it; they're bringing it over. Therefore, they can't call over animals. They can't force animals to come if it's smaller than a barley. عمل الضحيات بلا لما ضرب بخيار بلا told بخيار الذي حزله وطاي عصا Arab شكل استفرت بقرل the gun who took a sword and cut a camel بتعرف لبت تابلا بكم he rang a bell and the camel jumped up magic Amalek says لبطل حاخي دم بارتمي حاجة if he stood up where was the blood and its guts it must be he didn't kill him rather إلا هي حسد إنايم have it must be an illusion زئير equal لبسنا بدش من مصرايم زئير went to مصرايم زمان حمارة he brought a donkey but really it was black magic when he came to give it to water, Hashar, the magic fell apart. The Kagamlab, this Kanita, ended up being a piece of wood. Water takes away the magic. Amrullah, when he tried to get a refund, I told him, if you weren't Zriri, we wouldn't refund you because you don't buy, everybody knows that if you're buying something in Mitzrayim, you have to first check it with water to see if it's legit. So technically, we shouldn't refund you because you got fooled, but because you're a Zairi and you're a big tzaddik, we'll refund you. Interesting story. Yana went to a certain inn. Amarlu Ashkema, he asked the innkeeper for water. Karivu Shatita, they brought him a Shatita drink. When he saw that the waitress was serving him, she saw that her lips were moving and therefore she was doing sorcery. He threw some water at a bit of the drink out, have a akrabe. He saw that it would turn into scorpions. Amar lahu, he said to them, Now that I drink yours, you drink some mine. He gave the waitress to drink some of his own magic, and she became a donkey. He went on top of her and started riding into the marketplace. Her friend came and undid the magic. And Yanai all of a sudden was being seen in the marketplace on top of a woman. Okay. The frogs came and covered Mitzrayim. Amar Abi Elazar. There was one frog. And that frog caused other Mitzrayim to get filled with frogs, like where we learned that they got hit. Rabbi Akiva says that was one frog. And that frog was so big with the children it filled Mitzrayim. Told Rabbi Akiva, it's like why are you doing Agada? Why are you doing stories? Go stop this and go to the halachot of Negaim and Ohalot, which is hard stuff. So that was one frog. He croaked to other frogs in the world, and they all came to join him in Mitzrayim. It wasn't that he had children, it wasn't that he got hit. He disagreed with everything.